Hello everyone, welcome to Lever Guns 50. Today we're looking at this 1894 again. Beautiful gun. And we are going to shoot it into some ballistic material. And some of you may be wondering why I don't shoot into like meat targets and stuff like Paul Harrell and some of the other people. Mainly because meat is expensive. I like to eat meat. I don't like to waste my food. So, not condemning them in any way, because they're way more experts than I am. But what I will tell you is, most meat that I've seen is aged. Aged meat is soft, and it's not the same as what's going to be out there running on four legs or whatever. So, not saying that that's completely knocking it out of the park, but I want something that is cheap, kind of resembles meat, but it's not expensive and it's not edible. And so right here is a bunch of t-shirts that somebody gave me, and I'm going to take and shoot. I'm going to shoot one of these high velocities into it, and also a black powder load. And kind of see how well they compare. So we're going to shoot into this so-called meat target right there. And yeah, and like I was saying, like if you take one of these chickens running around here, one of these older roosters, and you tried to fry that up, that meat would be so hard that you literally couldn't eat it. I've actually, when I was younger, I thought I would do that, and ended up throwing the meat out to the dogs. The dogs chewed on it for over a year, and they could not chew up that drumstick. It was that tough. So, like I said, meat that you buy is aged, it's tenderized, it's not the same. So, I don't see any reason me spending my money wasting on that stuff. But let's get started, and it should be a whole lot of fun. So the second shot is going to be the black powder. Both shells landed side by side. That's really good, because when you're looking for your brass. Let's see what it did. Black powder still in the air. Let's wonder if they went all the way through. I've never shot into wet t-shirts before. That high velocity load has somewhat of a bigger wound channel going down through there. Okay, still going. I got these folded multiple shirts at a time. Let's see. Still going. Still going. And they may just zoom all the way through. I don't know. Nope. Cut them both. There's two big bulges right here. They come around on this side because of the way the sun is. See these two big bulges here? This one almost come all the way through. Well, the black powder bullet right here, totally unexpanded. It kind of flew sideways part of the way, looks like. So it did not expand. And let's see, the high velocity bullet traveled the exact same distance and expanded out. Pretty amazing. Who would have thunk it? Black powder versus smokeless. penetration about the same. So all these back up for the next thing we're going to do. Well, it worked. Let's see how far they went. They went to right. Let's make sure. Yeah, they went to right here. I'll put this right where they stopped. Okay, yep, stopped right here. Look at that, where that was, that high velocity load really was blowing that material up pretty good there. So anyhow, we know these are well capable of taking out game animals, and that's 9 inches it went through. And so these roughly represent a deer's chest, and they are fully capable of taking out a deer. Look at that mushroom on that thing. Look at how this one here did not expand at all. I put an X on the nose, it still has an X on the nose. You would think it's a super hard bullet looking at this black powder one. And here you'd think it's a super soft bullet. All right, so now that we shot some black powder in it, we need to clean it. Need to also clean our cartridge. So let's go ahead and clean the barrel right quick. So made sure it's unloaded. You want to just run this out to where this crack, where this is divided, is just right past the end of your barrel. Pull this open. And the reason why you want to do that is because you got to get the plunger up. Because if the plunger or the tube is sticking down, you can't get it. So basically, if you just get it just past the end, you know it's good. So now we can dump hot water. And hot water is the best for this. You can use cold water, but hot water really gets that fouling out of there real good. And see, we're not getting any inside the action or anything, or inside the tube. We're just putting it in the barrel. And then, I like these boar snakes. I think they're really good. Now let's look down that bore. See if you can see down it. If I can find where the camera is. It's real clean in there. It's real smooth. The rifling in here is really smooth. And then, since pull it back around there. Make sure it's good and even. Smooth all the way around. Close your action up. And just tighten this up. Just always make sure that you have a empty gun. Don't ever do this with any kind of bullet in the chamber or anything. Make sure your gun's unloaded. Don't do anything stupid. Stupid is not good. And now we're ready to shoot it for some accuracy. Got it. Now let's see if we can find, I see a piece of the card over there. Oh, here's the other part. Check it out. All right, let's try to see what kind of accuracy we can get out of this gun. This is a 3855. It has a bore diameter of 375. And I notice most of the bullets are 378, 379 diameter for the 3855. Although if you was using jacketed bullets, you could use 375 and it should be fine. With lead bullets, you want them a little bit bigger than that. And yes, I did slug the bore. So I really need to probably powder coat these bullets because they are still leading, and they're also slightly undersized in my opinion. And powder coating would bring the size out a little bit. Throw a couple more shots in there and see where they go. And this is the first varget load I've tried, and it actually was the best load so far. Trail Boss, these bullets tumbled, and along with a couple other powders I used. The high velocity load seemed to be pretty accurate, but I want a low velocity load to be accurate as well. And this here is a fairly low velocity load, doing less than 1300 FPS, feet per second. I did shoot a better group just before I filmed this, but of course I didn't get it on video. Check it out. All right, made a couple changes. I added this right here, Williams sight on here. Gives me a little bit better sight picture. And here's a couple of the groups that we shot. That one there was 1 3/4 at 50 yards. This one here opened up a little bit, 1 7/8 at 50 yards. Both of them with varget, and probably need to go with a smaller dot. It's a little bit hard to hold dead center on this bigger dot, but anyhow, the thing seems to shoot pretty good. That's the first load, and those were with those lead bullets from that Lyman bullet mold I had. So far, we have had absolutely no problems. There's been no jams or anything, or any kind of flaws. It ejects the shells just perfect. I don't see any problems with it at all. This one here was not. It's with a different load. That load, it was bad. It shot bullets sideways and all kinds of stuff. But anyhow, get back on here. This right here is a beautiful gun. I feel like it's a good investment. They're not cheap by any means. This particular load yields a velocity of about 1284.